My name is Harsh. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So friends, in today's videos, we will be discussing about the very important topic in JavaScript that is called optional chaining. So optional chaining, this operator is very important whenever you want to safely access the nested object or property. So suppose you have an object, complicated object, nested object, and if some property is not there inside it, so what happens is we are getting some errors, right? But if you don't want to throw an error, you just want to have some undefined only. So optional means it is optional actually. So it will not throw the error, but we will just get the undefined. So for example, here you can see if user exists or if address exists inside the user, then check the city. Otherwise not. We can use the same for the method as well. So what it does basically, it just prevent the crash from missing or undefined nested object. So let's understand this with the help of the example. So as usual, I'm going in my VS Code, and for this, I'm just creating a file called optional chaining.js. So I'm just going to create an object user. Well, I'll be having the name and address and city, and then I'll be just calling the same. So I'm just saying const. So we can use either var latent const to define the variable. I'm using const because this is a good practice. And inside this user, I'm saying the name of the user is John Doe, and then I just want to have the address. So I'm saying the address, and inside the address, I just want to have a city. So let's say I'm just saying city, and the city is, let's say, Mumbai. All right, so we have an user object. Inside the user, we have the name is, instead of John Doe, let's say Harsh. The name is Harsh and address city is Mumbai. Now I'm just creating another variable. So let's say I'm saying const, and I have another object called user without address. So this user is having the address. Now I'm creating another object called user without object. So I'm saying user without address. So user without address, and inside this I just have the name, and let's say the name is Ashwini. So I'm just having the name is Ashwini here. So in my first one, in the user object, let me format. I'm just saying console.log. So I can just say console.log, and I just want to console the user. And inside the user, I just want to see if user is exist, and then if address is also exist, and then if city exists, then we want to have the output is this. All right, so here you can see we have the user, this exists, we have the address also, city, and we have this as well. So now I just want to run the code. Also team, I'm just using the GitHub Copilot, so I'll be getting the suggestion just to save the time. And I'm just running this code. So node optional chaining.js. So you see we have the address and city is exist. So we are getting Mumbai here. Now in the next one, I mean here we have, so we are not getting any error. But suppose if it is not, then if you are using question mark, we will be getting undefined. Now let's do something in this. So what I'm going to do is here, let's say I'm just saying console.log. I want to show you the address. I just want to show you the error now. So I'm saying console.log, and here user without address, and let's say I'm not using this question mark, and I'm just using this, and right now address, and removing this. So I'm just saying user without address, and then I'm just checking the address. I don't have the address, right? But still I'm doing address. Now let's see what will happen. All right, so let me run this code now. I want to show you the error. That is the reason, I'm just running this code. So you see, like, we don't have the address right now here. So the moment we are saying user without address, this is the object, and we are saying address. So we are getting here undefined. And suppose if I am saying the nested one, so address dot, suppose I am doing CT also. Now what will happen? So when I am doing the CT, if you can see, now I'll be getting the error. So what is the error? Cannot read properties of undefined CT, because the problem is, as I mentioned earlier, this optional chaining work very well with the nested object. Now I'm just trying to call the nested one. I don't have the address, I don't have the CT in my user without address. Let me change the variable name, user without address. The spelling mistake is there, so I'm just making the correction here. So you know what, I'm getting the error. And what is the error? Cannot read property of undefined, because we don't have the same. Now suppose if I'm just using the question mark here and question mark here as well, and now we can see what will happen. So when I'm running the code, so you can see this time I'm not getting any error because I am using the optional one and I'm just getting undefined. So this is how we can use the optional chaining for the properties which is not defined in the nested one, and will not be getting any error, which we have already seen earlier. We was getting the error, but now when we are using the optional, we are not getting the error. And we can use the same for the function as well. So let's say we don't have get greeting function inside it user without address. So I just want to check the same. So in latest JavaScript, they added the functional support as well. So I'm just saying question mark dot get, let's say the function is get greeting. So get greeting question mark dot, I'm just checking, do we have this? So now let's see what will happen. We don't have this function inside the user without address variable. So we can just run the code and see we are getting the undefined. So you know what, this is basically very good if you just want to have the safe method call. So those who are working in React.js, AngularJS, Vue.js, we are already using this a lot with the TypeScript, and we will not be getting the weird issues. So this optional chaining is very good if you just want to safely call the properties, the nested properties or the methods. And if the property does not exist, we will just be getting the undefined. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.